Oh, yes. Oh, right. I should probably start the game. There we go. Oh, let's mute that. There we go. Much better. And less likely to blow out our ears. We'll let this animation run while we're waiting for everybody to show up. Hi, Thane. And there's Amber with her little katana parasol. And the lovely Sana, priestess of the Bear Clan. And the unscrupulous Mercurio of the Rat Clan. And of course, the angry bitchy bitey king. It's not so much that he's angry, he's just demented and becoming more and more evil. Let's take a look at the photo gallery while we're waiting for folks, because it is still a few minutes early. I said I would start at 10 a.m. and it's still like a minute and a half away from that. So I've got all of these. I'm just going to see if I have any that I haven't looked at. Oh, there was one. New. Well, I mean, he's a boar. He's not really a pig, but anyway. I thought I had another one. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so I'm going to. Hey, Grey Fox, welcome to the stream. Still waiting for folks to show up. You may have heard that already, but soon, soon. Nice to see me streaming too. It's been a while. Well, I mean, I did it last night, but I mean, yeah. Dylan, hello, welcome, welcome. So, of these 6 cards, my 2 favorites are the Ranger's Cloak, because you gain evade and stealth, which is awesome, and the Adventurer's Kit. You gain 1 extra die when you're dealing with perils. That can be really, if you've got like a 3 wit or something, like it's a wit peril, and you've only got 3. You're only going to get 3 dice unless you've got something that gives you more. So. Thought I died? No, not quite. I mean, just a little death. The Warhorn can be quite fun if you've got multiple followers with you. If you're going for the prestige win, it's hard to beat the Lord's Scepter. It's just, you get good stuff. Unless you lose your settlements, and then typically what you would do is, if you're going for the prestige win, you keep as much prestige as you can, and then as you get closer to the end, you just run around capturing as many towns as you can. But, yeah. The Sailor's Lantern. Brilliant. Gives you the scout ability, which shows you details on nearby tiles and whatnot. Longbow. Now, Thane, one of the original 4 characters in the game during all of early access, he has an innate ability that allows him to break through shields. This gives other characters the ability to do it. A decent Armello stream. There are a lot of people. I mean, it's still early days. I mean, the game's barely been out a week. There's still a lot of people who don't know about this game yet. And I've been trying to spread the word like the plague. But it's tricky. So I figured, you know what? I got my my Steam key to unlock all of my Bandit Clan stuff, and I figured that's what I'll do. I'll stream the Bandit Clan and, you know, try to make people more aware of the game in general, not only the Bandit Clan. Bandit Clan, only the backers have access to them right now. So, but in like 6 months or so, everybody will be able to get access to the Bandit Clan, and they are so cool. Some of them more so than others, but well, I'll cover them in a minute. If you're trying to gain, was it this one? Yeah, okay. If you're trying to go for a rot victory, the Marauder Gauntlets, big time, because just playing it on yourself, you gain a point of rot, and then you also gain plus sword and plus shield in battle, which is very cool. This picture, while beautiful, is a little bit depressing. It's like this, you know, this shiny armor that it's like a knight died right here, and his body just rotted away. But the armor is apparently enchanted or something, and it looks good. But now there's butterflies on it. So, I don't know. I love the piece, and I approve of depressing art, just like I approve of depressing movies and music and stuff like that. You need to express those things. That's why when you're upset and you're sad, you want to listen to depressing music so that you can express that sorrow and get it out of your system. Sorry, never mind. Any chance I could turn my voice volume up? Well, I can try to reposition this, because we were having issues with with my volume last night. So let me know if that helps at all. Something interesting I learned about hot rot wine, which I didn't know before. Whenever you enter the palace to try to take on the king, it consumes all of your action points to enter the palace. So you could have 5 action points left. You step inside those walls, you're at 0. That's it. It's the rules of the game. You enter the palace, you surrender all of your action points to do so. So you can't attack the king until the next round, unless you have a hot rot wine or a strategist, which are 2 of the cards that grant you an extra action point so that you can attack the king right then. Very useful. Keep an eye on these cards. They're oh my god, man. If you're trying to get rid of rot that you have because you don't want it, Mountain Moss, really good for that. And I just love the art. All the art. That's like wild weird, man. Love this one. Just, you feel just this raw power going through. Okay, it is, wow, it's 5 minutes after I said I was going to start streaming the Great Tipic. Hey, holy crap, dude, welcome to the stream. It is a very interesting game. It is very, very cool. It has a little bit of a learning curve, but it's lots of neat. Banish, just teleport you off. The furthest dungeon. This can be played on other people or on yourself. If you need to get across the map quickly, great way to do it. And of course, the Cleansing Wild. I would love to do that, like after a night of binge drinking, just to be able to just go, okay, get all this, I feel terrible, oh, that would be awesome. And of course, every piece of card art, whenever you bring it up, if you leave your mouse over it, you can see right there next to the corner where it says art, Melissa King, animation, Ty Carey. Those are the people who made this card art, and it's just, love your artists, man. I'm not going to go through all the cards. I just thought it would be an interesting way to burn some time until everybody showed up. And now people are here, and it's 6 minutes past when I said I was going to start streaming. So let's go ahead and go into a single player. Now, for those of you who didn't see the stream last night, when we were in early access, all we had access to was these 4 characters over here. That's all there was. When the game released on September 1st, 6 days ago, we gained access to these 4 characters, which gives us a nice round total of 8. Now, this guy Brun Oakbreaker. If you look around on YouTube, if you do a YouTube search for Armello Hero Spotlight, you'll find a video for him, and it's basically a tutorial of how to play him properly. And you'll hear Trent Custers. Wow, I reversed the letters on his name. Trent Custers. He's the head honcho over at League of Geeks who made this game. And you'll hear him with his oh so delicious Australian accent. Anyway, him. But in the background, you'll hear Brun's voice, which is me. So I did the voice for Brun in that video. So, oh yeah, definitely. It's having the animated card art is. I'm gonna get spoiled by this game. I mean, Magic the Gathering, like one of the cards that I don't play Magic, but one of the cards in Magic that I absolutely love because the card art is fantastic is the Hurloon Minotaur. And I've always thought, I want to see this guy animated. I really want to see this guy animated. And that was one of the things that sold me on this game, was the fact that the art was animated in the cards. I loved it. Anyway, so for those of us who backed the game on Kickstarter, at the Bandit Clan or above, sorry, at the Bandit level or above, we gain access to the Bandit Clan on release, or near release. It took a couple of days, but there were a lot of people to send keys to, so it was fine. I had no problem being patient. I was really looking forward to this. The Bandit Clan is these 4 characters over here. There is Twiss. She's a squirrel, obviously. She's got a very small body, fight score. She's only got 2 points. That means she would only have 2 dice in any fight, at least by default. As soon as you start adding rings and amulets and cards and stuff like that, you gain more dice and blah, 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 blah. But she's never going to have a really good fight score. But she's got a very high body score, as you can see, with 4, not very high, but it's you know, high for a little girl. And then she's got crazy wits. Just like Mercurio, she can carry 5 cards. Your wit score tells you how many cards you can carry. Cannon bit! Welcome to the stream. And then, of course, 4 spirit. But her big thing, at least in my opinion, the big thing that she does is her innate ability, which is over here. Pickpocket. You have evade everywhere except the palace. Upon escape, Twiss steals 1 card from her opponent. Now, like I said last night, I don't know if that's the equipped stuff or if that's just the stuff you're holding in your hand. But in either case, I think it's probably just the stuff in your hand, but in either case, that is gigantic. That means that she will have just crazy cards to play all the time. And the fact that she has evade, that's why it doesn't matter that she has such a low fight score. She has evade, she's not going to be doing any damage anyway. So the fact that she has a low fight score is irrelevant. Then there is Silas, the Fisher of Souls. He's an otter, obviously. He's kind of like Thane in a lot of respects with as far as his scores go. Decent fight. He's got pretty decent amount. Actually, I think he's got more body than Thane does. I think Thane starts with 4, I think. And then wits and spirit. So you can only carry 3 cards at a time, and he doesn't do a lot of magic, but you know, he's a fighter. And his innate ability of Butcher, for every King's Guard he kills, he gains +1 sword in combat. Now, if you've never seen the game before, when you get into combat, the 2 opposing sides come together around a central medallion. And when you roll the dice, you have these 6-sided dice that look like this over here. And they have a sword and a shield, a sun and a moon, and a tree and a worm, which represent the wild tree and rot. Rot being the dark evil force that is corrupting the mind of our king. But if you, whenever you roll a sword, it counts as a hit. And so, given the fact that for every King's Guard he kills, he gains 1 sword at the beginning of every fight. So if he kills 6 guards, he's going to start out with 6 hits already lined up before he even rolls any dice or plays any cards. That's just crazy. Until he dies. Then that wipes and he's got to start recollecting. So, And then there is Scarlet, the Bandit King. She, if you look on the website, has got lots of lore telling you how she became a bandit, and how she fell in with the Bandit Clan, and how she eventually became king. But her thing, her innate talent, is revolutionary. So anytime like a Bane or one of the king's guards goes over and just starts harrying a town and just tormenting the people, you'll hear them screaming and whatnot. It's so cute. Anyway, when either the Banes are driven off, killed, or leave, or guards, whenever that happens, in the rare case that happens, if she goes in, as soon as she steps on the town, she claims it for the Bandit Clan. All the fires go out, and you get the little ring of banners on the thing saying that she has claimed the town and everything. Not only does she get the prestige for rescuing the town, the gold the next morning for, you know, being in control of that town, but she also gains a follower. So she's going to have followers like mad. You'll be able to pick and choose whatever followers you want. It's crazy. And finally, the guy we're going to be playing today, Horace, the Iron Poet. Horace, I believe, used to be a guard. I think, maybe. Or maybe he wanted to be a guard, but he wasn't a dog, and so, whatever. But very much like Thane, high fight, high body, so he's very strong. Not a lot of wits, he's only got 3, much like a lot of the others, and like crappy magic levels in spirit. But he's a fighter, not a caster. So his innate ability is the 9th Night. Now, for anybody else, if you've got a quest that, you know, is and there's a guard standing in that tile, and you want to get into that tile, you will either have to play a card called False Orders, which makes him move, or you will have to attack that guard and either damage him enough that he backs off, or you have to kill him, in which case I think you get a bounty on your head, which is not good. Horace can just walk over, and so long as he does not have a bounty on his head, will switch places with the knight. They'll just swap spots. No problem. No fight, no nothing. They just trade places. That may not sound like a lot, but after you've played this game for a while and you see all the times that there's a guard somewhere that you want to be, that is an enormous ability. It's, that's right. I'm a fighter, not a caster. You know, I'm going to play, these are the classic dice. These are the early access dice. These are the Kickstarter dice. It's green, just to go with another Star Trek quote for Mr. Dybbuk there. And then the Bandit Clan dice. These are the ones that I'm going to play with today. So, Bandit Clan dice, Bandit Clan badger. That was almost hard to say. And let's go and kick a bit of ass, what you say. Perhaps this time I won't die. Horace killed me last night, so I'm going to prevent that from happening by playing as Horace. Let's go! Oh, fuck. That's right, I have to choose a ring and a medallion. Well, I only have the one ring. Such a little thing. So I'll take that one. But I have a few medallions. The only medallion I don't have yet is Spoil for the Rot Victory, because I haven't done that yet. It's the only one I don't have. I really like Grow, where you gain 1 health at dusk. You just, every night, you gain a point of health back. But this time, I think I'm actually going to go with Wits, because he's going to need cards. And then last night I discovered this one. The Listener Pendant. No bonuses, no advantage, just ultimate proof of raw player skill. People have been saying, you know, this game has a little bit of replay value. I want you to go through and get a Rot Victory with every character. Because Sana, the female bear, she has a very hard time. Because, I mean, she is of the wild tree. I mean, she is a wild priestess. The Rot is the absolute antithesis of everything she is and everything she does. It's extremely difficult to win a Rot Victory as Sana. So you want to impress me? Do that. You know, go through and get every victory as every character type. They're not easy. Especially, go get a Kingslayer victory with Twist. She's got no fight. You know, that would be really hard. Anyway, I'm going to go with Think, which grants you 1 wit, and he will be able to carry 4 cards instead of 3. Let's rock and roll. From the wolf to the bear, the clans declare the time has come to save the... Oh, I got a hangnail. This makes me wonder if the volume turned itself back up again. Ooh, mirror cape. Yeah. And it's close. Do I have anything to equip? No. Nothing to equip. That's fine. I don't need anything to equip. It's okay. I'm gonna check the volume levels real quick, because I don't trust these guys. No, they're all still down where they're supposed to be. Okay. Oh my god, I've never seen Silas run. That's cool. He's got a fat little tail, doesn't he? Well, I mean, he's an otter, of course he does. But why are we not following? Brun, stop it. Makes me ashamed to have done his voice. Obviously, if you guys have any questions about Armello, I'm fairly knowledgeable about the game. I'm not an expert. I'm not super pro MLG, but I know a fair bit about it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Oh my god, Jurgen, thank you for the follow. So much. So Geek Domo sent out a tweet last night saying, you know, that people should buy this game because I did voiceover for the game. And I'm like, no, I did voiceover for the Hero Spotlight video, not for the game itself. And he's like, you're everything ever! I'm like, okay. Sorry, he just tweeted that back at me. So. I don't want to have to fight Brun, but I guess I will, because he is standing on my place that I need to be. Okay. Wow. A whole lot of handsome in this thing. I'm going to... Now, this thingy right here, you see this sword emblem in the corner. If I burn this card, it locks one of my dice in as a sword. Now, you only have until that thing burns down to actually do the card burning. There's no timer on single player, so I can take a moment to tell you this. But, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I'll just burn all my cards and then roll my dice. Well, there may not be any dice left by the time you finish burning all your cards. Let's see if we get any explodes. 2 explodes. A little burst of leaves there. Ha. He's very fat. Okay, let's see. Fiddle God. I heard a lot about this game from a friend. Is it a lot of skill or purely RNG? It is somewhere in between. There is a lot of strategy that goes into the game, so you need to be able to try to figure out very early on what kind of victory you want to do, because there are 4 different ways to win the game. 2 of them are very similar, which are the Kingslayer victory, where you just go in and kill the king. But that takes a little while. You've got to build up your strength, and the king loses a point of health every day, every dawn. There's 2 rounds. There's a daytime round and a nighttime round. So every daytime round he loses a point of health. Every nighttime round he gains a point of rot. So he becomes easier to kill, but he becomes much more dangerous, and a much more dangerous opponent the more time goes by. So you only need to score 1 hit, but he is very, 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 very dangerous by the time he's close to death. Anyway, the Kingslayer victory is where you just go into the palace and you kill the king. It's fairly simple, straightforward. Thane, as the Winter Wolf, is pretty good at that because he's a decent fighter. Horace, the guy that I'm playing now, would also be pretty good at that because he's pretty much a straight-up fighter. There is the Rot victory, which is the hardest victory to get, and there's a reason why. Basically, it's slaying the king while you have more rot than he does. Now, remember, he gains a round consistently. Every nighttime round, he gains a point of rot. So you're in a constant race to get more rot than he does. Now, you can earn multiple points of rot per round if you play it right. But again, that's where the strategy comes in. The problem is, if somebody has more rot than you do, if you know, like I currently have 0 points of rot, so it doesn't matter. But if I had, say, 2 points of rot, and I went up against somebody who had 4 points of rot, because they have more rot than I do, they gain the equivalent of my rot score in dice. So I have 2, they have 4, they gain an extra 2 dice to fight me, because they have more rot than I do. So if you go up against the king when he's got 8 points of rot, and you only have 7, he gets an extra 7 dice to kick your ass. That's why he's so dangerous. It's very, very hard to to beat the king if you're not careful. Third is the Spirit Stone victory, where you have to collect 4 Spirit Stones. I'll show you one when we see one. You collect 4 of these stones, you go into the palace, and you use them to cleanse or banish the king, whatever you want to call it. In every single scenario, the king dies. That's it. The king is always going to die. It's just a question of how. Because that's how the game ends. The king dies and someone else becomes king. Anyway, you take the 4 Spirit Stones and you use them to cleanse or banish the king. He dies in the process, or is banished to who knows where. Suffice to say, gone. The last and probably easiest victory to get is the Prestige victory, where down here in the thing you'll see that I have 1 point of prestige. It's because I own this town. Yeah, and I own this town. Well, I control this settlement. When the king dies, if no one has killed him and survived the process, whenever the king dies, the person with the highest prestige becomes the new king. You can gain prestige from going out and killing Banes, which are these evil turkey vulture looking guys, by rescuing towns, like when a Bane goes over and starts, hanging out over and the whole city's on fire and you can hear all the screaming and stuff. And whether you kill the Bane or you drive it off, whatever, you step onto that tile where the town is, all the fires go out, you claim the town and all your little banners going around it, and you gain a point of prestige for that. Performing quests, killing other characters who have bounties on their heads, things like that. There's lots of ways to get prestige. So that's why it's one of the easiest ways to win the game. Now, with these quests and perils, they function kind of the same way. You will have an emblem at the bottom down here. Now, get whatever the emblem is the skill down here that is required to beat it. Because of my high fight score, because I have a 5 in fight, and this is a fight quest, I have a 50% chance of succeeding. And I will slay the guards, then the Baron, because of this the flavor text that goes with the thing. And you have 2 options when you're doing quests. You can either just take the +1 fight and +1 prestige and walk away. Or you can risk actually doing the fight. And if you win, you get the Mirror Cape, which in battle will copy the effect of an opponent's item. That is monstrous. That is especially against the king because of the equipment that he has. Anyway, and I'll answer your next question in just a second, Bill. Or if you lose 1 health. But I got a 50-50 chance. I'll take it. No! Oh well. That would have been a nice cape to have. Oh, and I died. So I did. So for completing the quest, I didn't win the quest, but I completed the quest. I gained a point of prestige. Because I died, I lost a point of prestige, so I'm back down to 1. All right, now for your... I have to answer questions. Now for your other question. What would be, in most ways, the best way to take the king out? That... not just who they're playing, but how the game has progressed so far. Mercurio, quit squeaking. I really should answer this thing. +3 prestige is not bad. Oh my god, I love the squire. He's so cute. Oh, of course it's way over there. The other side of the map. It depends on how the game has been playing out. What cards are in play. What perils there are on the board. You see these... Would you guys shut up? I'm trying to talk. Well, Brun, that's what you get. Now, you see these banners that have, like, flames and cups and... Ooh, I'm the prestige leader. Awesome. So it's daytime. The sun just came up. So the king loses another point of health, as you can see up here. And as the prestige leader, I will get back to answering your question, Fiddle, hang on. As the prestige leader, every morning, the king calls the prestige leader to his side and says, okay, I'm going to make one of these two into law. You get to pick which one. At the beginning, they're not that bad. Usually there's one that is like, that sucks. And then you look at the other one and you're like, oh my god, that really sucks. And I'm going with this one. They're usually the lesser of two evils, but it gets worse as the game progresses because the king is going insane. And so it's cuckoo. I mean, it gets really, really bad. So at this point, we have two choices. Tax time. The king decrees that taxes are due. Everyone pay the king 2 gold. If you can't, you lose 1 prestige. Fortunately, I have 6 gold, as is evidenced down here, so I could do that without too much trouble. Or rot inspection. The king's inquisitors hold inspections across the kingdom. Any hero with rot... Thank you, Watching Snub, for the follow. what that thing called? I think I may have read your name wrong too, but I'll get to it. I'll get it right someday, I promise. Any hero who has rot suffers -1 prestige. I don't have it, so I lose nothing. So that's the one I'm going to play, because right now this has no impact on me, but it could potentially impact someone else. And you can really screw people over with these declarations, and it's actually a good thing that this came up, because it allows me to further answer your question. When I said it depends on how the game has been progressing, depending upon what declarations are in play, it could completely alter the battle. For example, ooh. Okay, he just killed the king's guard, so he now gets +1 extra sword whenever he fights someone until he dies. If he goes and kills another king's guard, he gains another sword by default. So as I was saying, with the king's declarations. One of them makes the stone circles where a lot of spirit stones tend to show up. They just materialize there. One of the declarations that he does makes those off limits. Settlements and spirit, stone circles off limits. And there's a bounty on the thing. And if you fail not a bounty, there's a peril applied to the thing. And if you fail it, who knows what's going to happen? It might be a lightning strike that'll kill you. So if you're going for a spirit stone victory, that could really screw up your strategy, having all of the stone circles being off limits, potentially lethal to you if you walk into them. So it varies. How long would it take to win a game if you went for a prestige win? It takes about 10 rounds. Well, 10 dawns. Sorry, there's 2 rounds to every day. There's a daytime round and a nighttime round. So I would say, depending upon how fast, if you're playing solo, you're just single player, half an hour. If you're playing with other people, you have to account for the amount of time that they are taking on their turns to try to strategize, and it could take up to an hour. As the king dies, one of the declarations that can come up is called like life support or something, and basically whoever the prestige leader is that chooses that, he gains a heart and the king gains a heart, which gives you 1 more day to try to do something to kill the king. So there are ways to bring the king back up a little bit, like once, maybe twice at the most, I think. I'm not sure about that, but at least once usually. Okay, so you back from your shower? Are you moist? Are you moist? And did you give your undercarriage a good scrubbing? For Horace, I'm not going to go with spell cards because he's not a caster at all. So it's usually going to be items, the occasional piece of trickery. So since I get 1 card, I'm going for an item. Wildweed, so I'll be able to refill, or 2 points of health at some point. What can take 30 to 60 minutes? A game. Playing a game of this, depending upon how things go. Okay, Silas, oh, that's cool, his little pirate things floating around him. He probably gets 1 for every King's Guard he's killed without dying, and that'll tell you how many swords he's starting off with. That's very cool. Okay, so this stone circle and this stone circle can become off limits if the king decides to bid deck. Let's see here. This is the one that I said, if you can, having it this early in the game, it can be, I was talking about the explodes as well. It's still distracting, can it be? Anyway, I had mentioned during the combat these symbols in the corner. If you roll a tree, where I said there was those little bursts of leaves in the thing, that is when your dice come up on the wild tree. And what happens is those explode, is what they call it. And that locks the dice in, locks the die in as a hit, and spawns another die that immediately rolls. So you could have 3 dice, if you had a fight of 3. You go in with a fight of 3, you throw your 3 dice, 2 of them land on trees. Those immediately lock in as hits, 2 brand new dice spawn and immediately roll. Thank you for the follow. Scandronom. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I really need to change that font so I can see it better. I'll let these guys go. So when the dice explodes, it spawns a new thing. So you could potentially get dozens of dice if you get lucky, and just get tree after tree after tree after tree, unless you're corrupted. If you gain 5 points or more of rot, you become corrupted, just like the king. If you look at the king, you'll see he's got this black thorny stuff around his thing. If you become corrupted, you also. Some fighting going. Ooh. What are you doing, Mercurio? I think Mercurio just got killed. If you're corrupted, then the situation reverses. the tree emblem. Yes, Brun, you're so fierce. Oh my god, you are so fierce. I cannot believe you just killed a fan so easily. Just, I know you are a brutal man. I just love you to death. Oh my god. Nighttime, King gains another point of rot. So now he's stronger, but closer to death. And the Bane comes after me, of course. Okay, so I am going to play Mercenaries against him, so I lock in a hit, and I'm going to roll and see what happens elsewise. And any trees that come up, of which there were none. Now that is what we call getting routed. When someone attacks you on the tile you're on, and they do more damage to you than you do to them, you get pushed back. You have to run to one of the 3 adjacent tiles behind you. If you're up against the wall of the canyon that this valley is in, or you're up against the walls of the palace and you have nowhere to go, you die. If you're routed and you have nowhere to go, you die. That's it. Now, death is not that big of a deal in this game, really. You just go back to your clan grounds and start again. But just bear that very heavily in mind. That's another part of the strategy that you have to keep in mind while you're doing it. We'll go with an item, another wildweed, which I believe I will play on myself right now. Plus 2 health. Lovely. Delicious. And, oh, I guess I have all of my turns, huh? Then I am going to go through this stone circle, which will grant me another point of health. And I'm going to... Okay. 2 of my options here. One is just to attack the Bane outright. Just jump in and attack it. He's only got 1 health left. I only have to hit him once to win. Or at least to kill him. Not necessarily win, but at least to kill him. If I do that from here, I gain no advantage. If I go back into the woods and then attack from there, I will be stealthed in the woods, and attacking from stealth is, grants me bonuses. That is referred to as ambushing someone. Now, if that were Silas instead of a Bane, if he's ambushed, he can't use any of his cards to defend himself or to alter his defense or attack or anything else. He's just got whatever his equipment bonuses from whatever items he has equipped and whatever he rolls on his dice, but he can't play any of the cards in his hand because he's been ambushed. Banes don't have cards that they carry. They don't have cards in their hands, so I don't think attacking from stealth really grants me much. Oh well. Let's see what happens. I'm going to just... yeah. Getting a few explodes, that's good. So we both die. So I gain a point of prestige for killing the Bane. Unfortunately, I was also killed by the Bane, which means I have now been afflicted with the rot. As you can see in the bottom right corner, I have a point of rot. So anytime I fight someone with more rot than me, they gain that many dice to use against me. Cabinator. Yes, I miss me on Sarcast too. So, when you're corrupted, 5 points of rot or more. The worm, the rot, which is the worm on the die, that becomes your exploding dice. If you're not corrupted, the wild tree is your exploding dice. You roll the tree, It explodes, you get a new die, and it goes. If you're corrupted, reverses. The tree evaporates and is gone, and the worm becomes your exploding dice. For every worm die you roll, it explodes and you get a new one. If you're not corrupted, the trees explode and grant you a new dice, and the worms evaporate. So, now if you watch, well, don't go through the swamp. If you watch the Hero Spotlight video for Brun, you'll see that he's a Scar caster. Oh great, now Mercurio's the prestige lead, so he gets to choose. Peace treaty. No battle allowed between heroes. I can handle that. I got no problem with that. Meow, says the king. He's on my quest. That dick. Says the king's guard. Item, 2 cards? Yes, 2 cards. I'll take 2 items. Oh, finally, battle armor, thank God. And a trusty shield, awesome. I'm gonna equip these right now. Ah, that's much helpful. Alright, let's head for that dungeon. Where was that dungeon? There's a guard there, of course. Damn it! Well, I can't get all the way over there anyway, so... Walk in here, because since I'm afflicted with the rot, every dawn I lose a point of health. That's fine. That's all well and good. You can just walk into a stone circle. Oh, there's a... This is one of the spirit stones that I had mentioned before. When you've been afflicted by the rot, every dawn you lose a point of health, just like the king does. But you can gain them back by walking into the stone circles or drinking wild weed or wild sap or whatever. You can restore your stuff. Not a problem. Until you become corrupted. As soon as you were corrupted, just like the king, you get 5 points of rot or more. You step into a stone circle, you're dead. You instantly get killed. So don't do that. Just saying, don't do that. Two cards? Another trusty shield, which I will probably burn in combat for a shield. And a longbow. I said... People were asking, why do you have to hold this here for so long? Oh, I can't afford it. I don't have enough gold. It takes 3 gold to equip it, and I only have 1. It's okay. I do love that art, though. That little scarecrow in the background is kind of creepy. Anyway. Let's go. Who owns this? It's controlled by Silas. I'm going to try to take it from it. I don't know what kind of peril this is, but we'll find out. Hopefully it's not wits. Oh, good. I'm going to burn this card now so I can get rid of that. Yay. Worse, it was a spirit thing, so I don't have enough dice to beat it. And it's plague, so I get another point of rot. Thanks, Silas. That's really awesome. Thanks very much. It's just what I wanted was more rot. Dick. And I'm poisoned. That was the other thing. Yeah. Now, if you're trying for a rot victory, you can take cards like Plague and Dark Influence and stuff like that, and you can play them on yourself to give yourself several points of rot in one round. So it's not difficult to catch the king. You just have to you have to get the right cards. Kill him. You see, ooh. And the king loses his point. So now we're about halfway through the game. About halfway through. Now this has been running a little longer than normal because I've been taking time to explain to you guys what's going on and yada yada yada. What was that? Was that for royal eyes only? I think I was looking at something. Dungeons and stone circles are now restricted. This is exactly what I was talking about. It'll place a bounty on the head of anybody who goes into one. Ugh. Battle armor. Yet another shield. Awesome. And I was going to go pick up that stone circle, or that spirit stone. But I'll gain a bounty on my head. Dang it. Alright, I can see. 1, 2, 3. I can do that. Yeah. Oh, wait. Wild weed. Good thing I had that extra gold. Oh, that's right. Dungeons are off limits too. And I get a Bane. Which is going to attack him. Okay. So he gets 2 extra dice because I have 2 points of rot. Yeah. Just roll. Just roll. Explode. Explode. I survive. And so, the Bane, since I did more damage to him than he did to me, he gets routed and he goes back to where he came from. Silas, of course, doesn't care about having a bounty on his head. Because he gets an extra sword locked in for every King's Guard he kills. Oh. Mercurio, his innate talent is whenever he captures a town from someone else, from another character, he gets an extra gold piece for it. Because he's a dick. Boom. Nighttime, 1 more point of rock. And so he gets more powerful. That's right, you'd better run. One card. I'm gonna go for a trickery card this time. Rangers! Still good for a shield in battle. It's not a bad card, by any means. I gain Scout from this location, wherever I drop it. I gain Scout. Which means that I can see little details of all the surrounding tiles. Jim Bear, good to see you too, sir. Spirit Stone. Yay. Silas owns this? Yeah, I'm definitely taking this town. Now he's gonna be all like, "You took my town, dickhead!" I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I think he's coming back to, Moonbite got him. He's almost certainly coming after me because I took his town. But he doesn't get the extra sword because, you know, for killing the king's guard, because he died. Ah. So Jesus. Brun casts Mirror Image, which not only increases his defense, it also channels that power into his attack. And so the more spells he casts, the more powerful his fight stat becomes. So he will have just Trent explains it so much better than I do in the YouTube video. Just look up Armello Hero Spotlight on YouTube and you'll see it. Frightening. There was a point I think Brun got like 12 fight on a given attack or something. I mean, 12. Jeez. That is some scary shit. Here we go around the mulberry bush. Or bear. I know. It's okay. Try not to get too upset about that there, Jim. It's, oh, no. Oh, right. This is me? It's me. Okay, good. For a moment, I was very worried. I was like, Silas is coming for me! Nope. I'm just going to kill this Bane. I hope. But he gets 2 points. Oh, 3. He gets 3 dice. I didn't think about that. Crap. I'm gonna burn you. I'm gonna burn you. I'm gonna burn you. And I'm gonna burn you. Okay, go. I'm really glad I did that. Now I get routed back to the town. And there's a peril here now. This sucks. Okay, I'm gonna go in here, deal with the peril. Okay, I have no cards in my hand, so I don't care. And -1 action point? I'm down to nothing anyway, doesn't matter. Don't you do it. Oh, it was his peril. That's why he was doing his flourish when he did it. But he didn't gain anything out of it. So now he has his precious town back, and he's coming after me. It's pirate on pirate action. Oh, and oh, look at the jiggle. What the hell is with that motion? Wow, Silas. That is almost lewd. Oh crap. Can't see it, but I'm flipping silence. You are not, or rather I am not a palace guard or a king's guard, so you don't get your precious little no. I think He just took Silas's settlement away from him. That's going to go over well. We've seen how Silas loves to have people take his settlements from him. Okay, so he cast divination on himself twice to give himself more fight. 11 points of damage. Frickin' 11. Get a Bane. Ha! Bane. So now his fight stat is 4. Remember, it was 6. Because he expended all of that magic in that fight with the Bane. So he didn't have it for the next fight. Now the people in the palace are starting to scream. Dog. 4 cards. I will take, say 2 item, 2 trickery. Even though this was the card I was talking about before, how you can use this card to move one of the king's guards off of a tile that you want to get onto. Horace can do that by default. As long as he doesn't have a bounty on his head, he can switch places with them. That's his innate ability. But I'll take that. And an allies pact. Until one of us dies. Gain 1 prestige per turn. Let's see who's the prestige leader right now. That would be Mercurio. I think I will do an allies pact with him. If I can find him. Oh good, he's not in the city, he's not stealth. I can't play it from the clan grounds, so I have to come out of the clan grounds. Now I can do it. I really thought those were hearts the first time I saw it. Okay, so Mata. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave everything there. Anybody else have any other questions about the game? Uh-oh. So he cast a flame on Mercurio. That allies pack that just put on Mercurio is gone. Because it only lasts until the character dies. But anyway, Silas cast a flame on Mercurio, which was... Where did it go? It should be in here. Hello? Hello? There it is. So he didn't cast a flame for the purpose of making his sun dice explode. He cast it on to get the -2 health. I am stealthed, I am the 9th knight, and I am infected with the rot. But that's okay. I'll be alright, I swear. I really need to start. Healthcare. There we go. Oh. King has graciously poisoned every hero. And I'm poisoned. Poisoned. Unless I had had 4 gold, and I only have 2, that's why I'm poisoned. Oh, good. Let's take this rat's town. Oh, good. Oh. Oh, dear. Well, I'm going to lock this in and pray for a moon. Okay, I didn't see the one that was way up in the corner. So I passed the peril. I'm fine. I get the city. So I now control 2 settlements, which Mercurio is not going to be happy about. I don't have a bounty on my head, so I could go this way. But I'm going to go this way because I want this. So I gain a health for stepping into the poison or into the stone circle, but I lose a point of health because I'm poisoned. Craziness. It's totally crazy. I don't understand. And now Silas is going to come kill me. Oh, I thought surely he was going to attack from stealth. So he gains more magic. Uh-oh. Hell is going on out there? Reshuffle the cards. Wait, who played that peril? Oh! Brun just threw a peril down for himself. So he threw down a peril and intentionally went through it, which can be a useful tactic as well. Get the guard. And they kill each other. Pick a card, any card. I'm going to take a trickery. Scout. I don't really need scout. But... oh, no. No, okay. So I've got 3 points of rot, which means if I attack him, he will have at least 9 dice to use against me. I don't like that play. I don't like that plan. But I've never been accused of being smart.